Hello everyone, it's been a while. Today we're going to talk about Khalid ibn Al Walid, also known as the Sword of Allah. This is not only to educate you more on Islam but also so you could read along this story with the captions provided throughout the video. Feel free to read along, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Bismillah. Khalid ibn Al Walid stands in Islamic history as a figure of immense depth, strength, and transformation, a man whose life reflects the dramatic shift from opposition to complete devotion. He was born into the powerful Qurayshi clan of Banu Makhzum in Mecca, a family renowned for producing warriors and military leaders. In the tribal culture of Arabia, honor and survival were closely tied to the ability to fight, defend, and lead, and Khalid was raised in this atmosphere from childhood. He learned to ride, to wield the sword and spear, and to understand the movements of men and horses in battle. Even before Islam, he had already earned a reputation for bravery and intelligence, and his presence on the battlefield inspired both confidence among allies and fear among enemies. His early life was shaped by the conflicts between the Quraysh and the emerging Muslim community. Khalid, loyal to his people and their traditions, saw the rise of Islam as a challenge to the old order of Mecca. This loyalty and sense of duty pushed him to fight with determination against the Muslims. At the Battle of Uhud, his military brilliance was displayed in a way that would forever mark his name in history. Observing a weakness in the Muslim lines, he led a swift cavalry maneuver that struck from behind, turning what had seemed a Muslim victory into a painful setback. This single action showed his ability to read the battlefield like a living map, understanding where pressure should be applied and when speed could overcome numbers. Yet, even while he fought against Islam, Khalid was not blind to the character of the Prophet Muhammad and the integrity of the message he brought. Over time, he began to feel that the struggle he was engaged in was not simply political or tribal, but spiritual. Reports of the Prophet's patience, mercy, and unwavering faith reached him, and these qualities planted questions in his heart. Eventually, these questions grew too strong to ignore. He realized that the truth he had once opposed was the very truth he had been seeking. With this realization, he set out for Medina and declared his acceptance of Islam, an act that required great courage, as it meant breaking with the traditions and alliances of his past. The Prophet Muhammad welcomed Khalid with warmth and understanding, recognizing both his sincerity and his extraordinary talents. By giving him the title, Sef Allah al-Maslul, the drawn sword of God, the Prophet did not merely honor his skill in war, but also acknowledged the new direction of his life. Khalid was no longer fighting for tribal pride or personal reputation, he was now dedicating his strength and intellect to the cause of faith. This transformation was not only a change of allegiance, but a complete reorientation of his purpose. One of the first major tests of Khalid's leadership as a Muslim came at the Battle of Mu'tah, where the Muslim army faced an overwhelming force of the Byzantine Empire. After the death of the initial commanders, Khalid assumed leadership and managed to reorganize the troops in the midst of chaos. Through clever maneuvering, rotating units, and creating the illusion of reinforcements, he was able to withdraw the army safely, preserving its strength for the future. This moment solidified his status as a master strategist and a leader who could remain calm and decisive even when surrounded by danger. After the passing of the Prophet, Khalid played a central role in the campaigns that secured the unity of Arabia and later carried Islam beyond its borders. During the Ridda Wars, he confronted tribes that had rebelled and false prophets who threatened the stability of the young Muslim state. His determination and tactical skill were crucial in restoring order and reaffirming the authority of the caliphate. These battles were not only military struggles but also efforts to protect the spiritual and political foundation of the Muslim community. Khalid's later campaigns against the great empires of the time, the Byzantines and the Persians, revealed the full scope of his genius. He led armies across vast deserts, using routes thought to be impossible, striking enemies where they least expected it. His understanding of mobility, surprise, and psychological impact allowed smaller forces to overcome much larger ones. At battles such as Ajnadayn and Yarmouk, his rapid cavalry movements and flexible formations broke the rigid lines of the Byzantine army. These victories were not the result of brute force alone, but of a deep understanding of how to combine speed, discipline, and morale into a single, unstoppable momentum. Despite all his triumphs, Khalid remained a man of humility. He did not seek kingship or political power, nor did he allow his successes to turn into arrogance. When Caliph Umar later removed him from the position of supreme commander, fearing that people might begin to attribute victories to Khalid rather than to God, Khalid accepted the decision without protest. He continued to fight and serve as an ordinary soldier, showing that his loyalty was to faith and community, not to rank or recognition. The end of Khalid ibn Al Walid's life carries a deep symbolic meaning. The man who had spent years in the heart of battle, whose body bore the marks of countless wounds, did not fall beneath a sword or on the back of a charging horse. He died peacefully in his bed. It is said that he looked at his scarred body and wondered how he, who had sought martyrdom so often, was destined to die in this way. Yet his life itself was a form of martyrdom, a continuous offering of strength, courage, and devotion. Khalid ibn Al Walid's story is ultimately one of transformation and purpose. He began as a defender of old traditions, became one of Islam's fiercest opponents, and then emerged as one of its greatest champions. His legacy is not only written in the victories he achieved, but in the lesson that true strength lies in submitting one's will to what is right, even when it requires leaving behind the path one has always known. Through his faith, discipline, and unwavering resolve, Khalid became a symbol of how a single individual, guided by belief and integrity, can shape the course of history. I hope this video was helpful. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, feel free to like this video and subscribe to my channel.